What's up? We are back with another episode of Evanescence Hair Salon presents The Sweet Tea. I am your host, Darnita, owner of Evanescence Hair Salon, where we are enhancing the very essence of you. And I'm here with my two co-hosts today.
Hi, guys. My name is Netta, and I'm with High Maintenance, where beauty and growth collides.
And
hi, I'm Sydney. I'm from Fix Your Crown.
yes, so today our topic is called Money Talk. So we're going to talk about all things money, pricing, and scammers, and all things to do with money and the business. So, one thing, just to start it off, I just want to talk about how our industry seems to be one of the only ones that people have a problem with our pricing. So, everything in this world is going up. You got gas going up. Cost of living is going up. Housing, apartments, everything is going up. Products, like our products are going up, especially since COVID. Everything skyrocketed, double, triple. So we have to raise our costs. Our rent goes up every year at our places. And we have to raise the pricing to accommodate. Some people don't raise their pricing and then they're like underwater. They're wondering why they're not surviving. Some people go out of business because you're not raising your prices. So what's your thoughts on that part?
So I think that raises, just like you get raises at a regular job,
Exactly.
we also have to give ourselves raises as well, because things do change around us and we got to change with it. So and when you go to the food store, when you go to these other places, nobody is sending you a notice. There's no notice on the door before you walk in to say that the meat went up or anything. So when there is price increases, how do you guys work that out in your business?
So I feel like for me, because we are a little more personable, we form relationships with our clients, so to speak. Like at the grocery store, they don't know us. We don't know them. We're just shopping brands and whatever. So I get it. And then even with the grocery store, they're getting their product from all these different brands. Mm-hmm. They're raising the prices on them too. The gas went up, so they're like, yeah, that truck to get this stuff here. The gas went up. So the grocery stores are also paying more money for the merchandise that they're selling to us. So it's a chain effect. So I get it. But with us, it's a little more personal. So I feel like personally, I like to extend a courtesy, let them know ahead of time, like, hey, just to let you know, on such and such date, the price is going to go up so that they can make a decision. Like, okay. I never want to just spring something on them like that, because then it's like, they have in mind, like, oh, I always get a relaxer, it costs this much, and then they might come with just that amount, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, it's $10 more, and they like, oh, I didn't have it. Like, okay. So I feel like for me, I always let them know. Yes, I hear people say all the time, oh, you ain't got to put out a notice. For me personally, I want to put out a notice because I just feel like
that's fair.
I want to extend that courtesy. They patronizing my business. They could go elsewhere, but they chose me, so I just want to extend that courtesy.
That's fair. What about you, Sid?
I agree with everything she said. Mm-hmm. Pretty much, give a notice. Makes sense. But
now you haven't been doing hair as long as I have. Mm-hmm. So do you be raising your prices?
Yes.
See, when I was coming up early on, I was afraid to raise the prices because for the fact of, oh, if I raise the prices, they're not gonna come. So I would literally keep my prices the same. And then be wondering like, yo, I'm busy, booked and busy. Did 30, 40 clients in the week.
And still feeling short.
And then I'm just like, what's going on? Meanwhile, you paid more for the color. You paid more for the perm. Mm-hmm. Everything went up except my prices.
Yes.
I'm just like, what's going on?
I used to be scared too when I first started. When I first started, I was just going with whatever prices was already just in the salon. I never thought about how long it would take for me to do something versus somebody else who was faster or slower at it, or who was a master stylist at it. I never really considered all of those things, where now I'm a little bit more open when I think about those things when I'm doing my prices.
Right. So I had invested. So some of my clients had a relative who she's a stylist. I don't think she's a stylist anymore. She has like VIP clients. She doesn't really work behind the chair no more. But this is their relative. She lives out of state. And she's also a business coach / income strategist. shout out to Angelica Prather, because I hire her. I had to do something. I said, something's got to give. I need help. So she ended up coming here when a family member passed away. So she was here for the funeral. She got her hair done. And I had a price list up on the wall at the time. And she's like, you have lost your mind. She's like, you're charging 90s prices. She's like, how are you surviving? And she said she's pouring all this stuff into me at the time for free. Girl, I was in there crying. She's like, why are you crying? I'm just like, because you just dropping $6. It was like so deep. And it's like, nobody, the problem is, nobody taught us this stuff. We just got into it, was thrown into salons, just trying to figure it out for ourselves. And even the people that we all worked under, everybody did not learn what I learned from Angelica.
Right.
So I started doing things. She had me doing homework and tasks, and it was like really deep. It was expensive. It was an investment, but it was so well worth it. She got me. She was like, you can't just pull prices out of the clear blue sky. She said the numbers have to make sense. So she's got like this program that she, you enter in your data. She's like, what is your rent? What is this? And then even your home stuff. She's like, you got to factor in how many vacations do you want to take in a year? So it was all this, it was all data that got entered into a system that created an hourly rate for me. So then once an hourly rate was created, then it was, how long does it take you to do this service? So like at the time, the numbers when I first started, so that was back in 2021, I think I started with her. So my hourly rate then was like $95. So then I used that basis to, so then like, okay, a weave is whatever. So then I was able to finagle.
Okay.
So basically a 3-hour service was close to $300.
Yes.
So now where I'm at now, like my weaves are like $350. So I just based it on those numbers. The numbers had to make sense. So then Ingrid was watching me on social media. She's like, I'm noticing something different, like what you doing? And then I told her about her, and then Ingrid used her. So Ingrid used her, and she was able to formulate for her, and it was so worth the investment. But then I see you wasn't like me. You wasn't afraid to charge. So I see you like, oh yeah, I'm raising my prices and it's gonna be this. And I'm like,
I still based
thing.
off of your prices too, and everybody prices, because I know how you do yours, and I know that some stuff. So okay, so question with something like that, how would you do if you had 2 people in your salon at one time?
So that's the thing. She was saying too, you can't even base, we all work here. She said you cannot even, it don't matter what I'm charging, what you charging. She said it goes by what it costs for you to run your business. Okay. Ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
Smart.
So your rent's different than mine, obviously, because your suite's bigger than mine. And then you got to pay employees, and so you running your business is totally different from me. It's just me and what I buy. So of course you got to buy more stuff because you got more people in here. So everything that you're supplying is going to look different than what I'm doing.
Okay.
So you have to go by you and yours.
Yes.
I'm going by me and mine. Sid got to go by what her rent's different than what we pay here. So all of that factors in it. It was just like, when she laid all of that out, and then just everything. It was just so good. So I keep following, she set the foundation, and now,
Yes.
And
that brings a lot of clarity to a lot of stuff, actually, just breaking it down like that, because we do put out a lot, even that people don't see. We're not buying cheap shampoos, investing in good products and stuff like that. We're not going to Dollar Tree
and get no shampoo to wash your hair.
No, we got the good stuff.
Good stuff. And then it's like, I've had people. So yeah, I lost a lot of people. And she said that. She's like, yeah, you're going to lose a lot of people, but then it's opening you up, because she said there's people out there who are looking for what you have to offer. So it was like, I lost a lot of people, because when it first happened, my prices was way too low. So when she first set me up, she's like, yeah, this is what the prices are going to be now. It's like a lot of it was like double.
Okay.
And I was scared to send the email out. Like, it was like, I was sitting there looking at the button like, oh my God,
Like,
don't push the button.
I gotta
Don't push the button. Don't. Oh my God, they're gonna leave. Oh my God, I did it. I can't look. It was real intense. It was a lot. I was scared, and then when I did it, and then some people are like, there was some people that was just like, I was wondering why you was charging so low, because people out there charging. Then you be like, dang, the whole time you would have paid
right
what I'm charging, what I'm worth. So that was the thing. Oh, and the name of her thing at the time was Charge Your Worth Academy. I was like, I know that's right.
Yeah, that's definitely what's
but
up.
It was very intense. So yes, I lost a lot of people, but I get people now. So now even with the booking site, remember I ain't had no booking site back then. Right. I still had my book and my pencil, and y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I'm like, nope, I need to talk to people like, oh, what you getting? What you getting? No, now I got the booking site. I'm like, so what that helps do is avoid any awkward interactions about pricing. People will go on there, they can see what the prices is, and if they decide, oh, that's way out of my budget, they gonna move on. Yes. I don't have to feel that. Because that's the other thing. Like, people will make you feel bad about. So now, I'm not really into high-end purses like that. I'm not gonna go to Louis Vuitton store and walk around and be like, I want that bag. Excuse me, that's too much money y'all charging for this bag. Can y'all lower it down? Who's doing that?
Absolutely. Nobody.
But that's what gets done to us. If I can't afford Louis, I can't go into Louis. I'm going to have to go to Fooey and them. I'm going to go get me a Fooey Vuitton.
So, like, yeah. I feel like, okay, with raising the prices and making changes to whatever it was, I feel like it needs to be respected, and I feel like we're just passing the cost down, and we're also splitting the cost. So we're not just passing the cost of the conditioner down. We're taking some of that too, and then you'll take some off in your service. I don't feel like, I mean, I guess if it's like a big increase, like kind of like what you did, it might be a little pearl clutch, but other than that, I feel like it shouldn't really be.
Yeah, and then some people, they was initially mad, but then some of them are still with me. Some people, it was initial because it was like, it was shock and awe.
Yeah.
I shocked you and you was in awe, like you said, they was clutching pearls. Yeah. But then they had to look at it. I've had some people looked elsewhere, went different places,
and still
come back. Or then, again, there's certain services that I don't do anymore either. So I get people like, oh, I like the way you do the silk press. I'm gonna come to you for the silk press, but then they get braided. I don't braid, so then they'll go elsewhere. I'll be referring people to you.
Yes, thank you.
Then even some of my clients left. Still love y'all. They go to her for their stuff because mine was a little bit too out their price range. But I'm like, you probably charging the same thing at this point. But I would rather them come to you. To me, it was like keeping it in the family. I'd rather them come to you because I know what kind of work you do instead of them going randomly finding somebody else. So I ain't mad. Like, they be in here and I be coming in here. We be joking and laughing. I'm like, how you doing? Whatever. And then I remember when you were out from having a surgery, somebody came to me, which was fine.
Yes.
And I'm not going to treat you funny like, oh, you don't come to me no more. You go, no.
So I wanted to talk about that because I feel like you always made me feel, and I know it's off topic, but I just want to say it while it's on my mind. You always made me feel like it was enough for both of us to eat, for all of us to eat. It wasn't like I know a lot of stylists, especially back in the day, stylists, I think we have arrived to a certain place now. But back in the day, I feel like, if you had a client, it was your client. Can't nobody say nothing to your client. If your client wanted to come over here, they was kind of just looking, but would never leave the chair.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. And real talk, when I was younger and less mature in the business, I used to feel a way like, I felt more away like if somebody stopped coming to me and then they ended up going to somebody, like there wasn't a conversation. Mm-hmm. That's when I used to feel bad. Like, what did I do wrong? And oh my God, now they going to so-and-so and not me. Like, what? So that used to make me feel upset. But now it's just like, if I feel like I'm not, can't do something, like, it's better if a conversation was had and there's no hard feelings.
Yes.
Yeah. So then that was the thing. Like, I've had people tell me, Darnita, I love coming here, but they was like, your prices is a little bit out my budget. Then some people ask, like, do you know anybody, whatever? So then I was like, yo, or I would volunteer, like, yo, go to Netta. You already know her. She does the same thing. I ain't mad. I'm like, I don't want,
Yeah,
it's
I
fine.
always liked that you was like that type of stylist, because really,
No, but some people be territorial over their
Yes.
clients, and it's like the clients don't belong to us except for the moment they in the chair. Once they walk out the door, they are free to do whatever they want to, and we have to accept it. Like, we ain't signed no contract saying you can't go to nobody else.
and
They
then I
don't
think
belong to
too,
us.
if the conversation, I think we touched on this before too, but the conversation, I feel like if you respect the business and you do want to see me grow, I feel like a conversation, I feel like we open to talk. Let's talk about it, because
Right.
if there's something that I could fix, not pricing, because that it is what it is, but if there's something that I could fix or change, or if you're uncomfortable, say something about it versus just up and leaving and going somewhere else. I feel like we do that, and
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of businesses go down because they never really know what's actually going on, like what's wrong with the business. So
Yeah.
we could talk.
Right. Yeah, I have no problem having a
Yeah.
conversation. But what was we just talking about
I
before
don't
know. Child, we be getting up at, yeah, I know, but I'm like, listen. But yeah, so like I heard somebody online say, like, even about clients not wanting to pay the prices and getting mad when you go up. And then I remember somebody wording it this way. They was like, what? I don't remember who said it. What a client has in their pocketbook is not our business. Like, we as stylists do not owe clients affordability. That's not my business or my issue. Not trying to come off harsh, but yeah, if I am no longer in your price range, I gotta stop doing this because I keep touching the microphone. You have to seek out somebody who's in your budget, and then again, budget and quality, and
Yes.
like you might want to go somewhere cheaper, but then the service is not going to reflect that. And then I feel like if you do find somebody who's charging really cheap prices and their service is exceptional, that stylist has a problem.
Absolutely.
They need to call Angelica. You need a coach. You need help. So, have you ever had a problem with clients and pricing?
Some will try to question you, but at the end of the day, they're free to go to whoever.
But Lord, you stand your ground though.
I stand my ground.
Well, at least y'all learn.
I don't.
It took me
I
a
don't
long
bend.
time to learn.
I just be like, well,
I had one person's attitude towards me. She came and it was just like, I was like, okay. She was just like, yeah, I'm not coming. She's like, it's too high. It's way high. She's like, I'm going somewhere else.
Like, good luck in life,
But don't take me out the book yet.
Not keep me in there, but
Keep me in, it was like, keep me in the book until I find other arrangements.
like she don't know if she want to be mad or not.
Right.
So I kept my, I just still did her hair, and it's she was very intense, and I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Even some people feel a way about kids, like when it comes to braids with extensions, they be like, oh, for kids.
A kid, what's that got to do with anything?
If your child is 4 years old and you talking about your child want Fulani style, I think that you should pay Fulani money, even if, because people are like, oh, I only want a little bit of added hair. Okay, so that still means I have to set up the rack. I have to do all of that stuff. It's still everything.
The amount of hair going into the braid has
nothing to do with it.
Your child is trying to do aerobics in the chair, and you're doing aerobics with
Wasting
them.
time.
Like,
Somebody online said that they was like, we should charge more for kids because they not saying. I got to do this because I did somebody's hair years ago. This is when I was still in the house. I can't really do it too good, but the little girl sitting in the chair and I'm behind her, and she whatever, and then she did like this and was looking at me, and I'm standing there looking at her like, ma'am, I need you to turn. She's literally like this. I think her feet, she was little, so her feet, she turned around and just looked me dead into the windows of my soul, and I'm just like, little girl, I needed Medea.
For real.
But and then I said to her, I said, you need to sit still. She was like, I don't know how to sit still.
Poor baby. I don't know how to do that.
But I remember the mom, I was like, I'm not doing her hair no more. Don't bring her hair no more. She laughing. I was like,
Right.
No, for real,
I'm
girl,
serious.
don't
And the
bring
parents are just as worse. The parents are just as worse.
see, because if it was my child wasn't standing there, I'm standing right next to the chin. Sit, turn
Absolutely.
around and let this lady do your
Everybody's gonna wonder why you're
hair.
crying because I'm about to pinch you.
Right.
Sit down somewhere.
You getting beat. I ain't taking you to the bathroom. I'm gonna beat you right here at the chair. No, behave.
I definitely think that kids, and I started out doing kids, so when I even
Yeah,
think
you the
about
kid
the
whisperer.
for real,
Okay.
I'm like,
Her
That is the
patience,
kid whisperer.
she has the patience of Jesus Christ because
you gotta have patience with kids. But one thing with kids, I feel like starting them, I feel like you kind of have to, you got to start them somewhere. I mean, which at home you really need to be doing the real training. But now I see the evolution of it. I'm like, when I first started out, I was doing kids for $45, and now just talking money, it's 120 usually for kids, and that's with like maybe if you want some added hair or something like that. But if you're a kid,
that's your starting price.
that's my starting price
for like cornrows with little beads. And
yeah,
stuff.
like
Right, because you gotta think about it. Yeah, I remember it was like 40, 45 way back when I was working in the village. So you figure that was more than 10 years ago.
yeah.
Because it was before I had Brainley. Yeah, Brainley about to be 13. So yeah, I remember somebody telling me, every year, tack on $5 to each service. So even if I was doing that, I counted back to wait. Okay, so just to give a little clarity, because y'all wasn't even doing hair back then. The salon that I started working in 1992.
Okay.
In 1992, minimum wage was $4 and change, and that's what I was making.
Okay.
$4 and change was minimum wage. So I was on salary. I wasn't on commission because I was more assisting. So $4 and change, I got a check every week for 40. I worked 40 hours. I worked more than 40 hours, and they actually paid me time and a half. She had all of that stuff
Oh, that
straight.
was, yes.
She had an accountant. She did everything by the book in that way. And then in the beginning, I wasn't working overtime. And then once I started learning and doing better, then I was there.
Shout out to her for having
day.
all of that stuff together all the way back in the 90s.
Yeah, but
Time
then
and
the
a half
schedule
and
was
stuff and all of that. Okay.
the business part she had together, schedule wise, and well, see, that's the thing. I don't know if what she was charging at that particular moment was what it should be, because nobody taught us that part. So she had her LLC or whatever corporation. She had a corporation in place, which somebody told her right with that. But then so in 1992, a wash, blow dry, and curl was $30 in 1992. The relaxer was $45, I believe, and a press and curl was $40 or $45. I left her in 1999, and then even certain years after that, I was still charging like $40 for wash and curl, and then straightening. It wasn't silk press back then, it was press and curl. So press and curl was only like $10 more than just the basic wash and curl. So then I carried those prices with me for so long, and then here and there, every couple of years, I added $5. And then even then, people was having a heart attack about $5.
Oh my gosh, so are we the problem? We was the problem.
We was the problem.
We was the problem. Okay. I was thinking the customers, but
and then
it was us.
And then we didn't stand firm. It was just like, the price is the price. No, it was just like, I remember one person like looking at me like, why are you doing this? That was her response. Like, why are you doing this? And I didn't even know what to say at the time. Like, so I'm not allowed to do this?
Right.
Like, she was making me, I felt bad for doing it because of how she said it to me. And I'm just like, how am I supposed to feed my kids and pay my mortgage if I don't do this? Like, $5? Like, you really hollering
over so long.
And then sometimes the ones who be fussing about it, y'all got it. And you have it. You just don't want to give it to me.
Wearing their Gucci's, their Louis.
Which brings me to my next thing.
Being on vacation. Yeah, me and my husband, we going to Hawaii. We going to Aruba. We going here. We got our other house. You got another house and you worrying about $5.
Absolutely.
And I only got one house.
What about the clients that come in for a weave, right? But the weave is $400, $500, and $600 you putting in, but they complaining about a $200 and something service for you to actually get it put in. So you got the hair, you didn't spend $400, $500, $600.
Oh, they spend that much money for the hair.
Yeah. And then when it's time to get it serviced, you want to pay me cheap to do the weave. And I feel like, no, that's like a slap in the face. You already showed me.
Can I be honest?
Yes,
they
look.
Drop it.
They look at our profession like it's not a career. It's more like a hobby.
Absolutely.
But I bet you when they go to the doctor's office and they say how much whatever is going to be, it's no issue.
We are
they overcharge you too, real talk.
For real.
Or like, let's say they miss an appointment. They got paid that $25. Now let it be a hairstylist. Oh, why I got paid $25? Because you missed your appointment.
You know when it hit me, where it hits me, where our profession is really overlooked as non-existent.
Where?
You ever be filling out surveys or questionnaires, and it'd be like, what is your profession? And it's a drop-down menu, and all these professions. Our profession is never in there. We have to click other.
Right.
Why we gotta be other?
Right.
Other. Why?
What you writing?
I wanted to talk about Darnita just said something that just hit me but
yeah, but we're not other. We are, even like, didn't they say, I don't know the numbers and the statistics, but I be seeing it and then it leaves my mind. But hair, and it, I know they say even particularly Black women spend billions on billions in the hair industry. I don't know if it's to us or even the hair, the actual physical fake hair.
Right.
Billions. There is money in what we do, but we're dismissed as a legitimate career.
Yes.
Some people I've seen online where they say people be like, oh, y'all just be playing in some hair.
Not knowing that we went to school for this, invested.
Yes.
Right. And now they trying to take
licenses.
that away. They trying to, in certain states, you don't need a license no more. I think they passed it in just like a handful of, so, you know, the stylists are mad.
We are the problem with certain things. So, Darnita, you might have been in this class that we took years ago. But it was basically along the lines, I was going to save it for another topic, but I think that this is the money topic. It was basically along the lines of us claiming what we're getting. So for years, stylists has been pocketing money, not claiming it. So they don't look at it like a legitimate source of income because we're not putting what we're actually making, if I'm saying that right.
See, now we got booking sites, so it's like,
yes,
it kind of
is. That ties together. That's good. That definitely ties together, because now you be like, all right, this is what's here, this is everything. So I don't know, but back in the day we wasn't doing that. We was pocketing whatever money. We wasn't booking online. It was no real thing. So for years, when it came time to for people to get money to go to school for these things, they don't want to give up the money for tuition and everything because they assume that it's not. So again, I guess we was the problem. We changing the game, but I guess that's where it's one of those things where nobody told us. Nobody said nothing about it. That's the thing.
So this was what the coach, Angelica, she said, so she's African Americans. She told me when she was coming. Y'all know I gotta be funny. She worked in a Caucasian salon. Look at me trying to be all
right.
She worked in the Caucasian salon. That lady, she told me, you know, took her under her wing and she said, I'm going to teach you how we do things. And she taught her the business the way she do it. And then Angelica turned around and was like, this is what's wrong with the Black salons. She's like, no one is teaching us this stuff. So that's why she started her business. And she said she want to teach her people. But then I had to remember. So I'm in these hairdresser groups on like Facebook and whatever. And people were asking. So now that I got the knowledge from her that she taught me, I'm seeing people asking certain questions. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. This is happening. I don't remember. And I remember commenting, I'm like, you need to invest in a coach. I was like, I was all proud, like, my coach told me that. Right. And I don't remember what the situation she was, having an issue with. She said what she said. I typed in, I was like, you need to invest in a coach. They'll really help you out. And then she asked me like, oh, who did you use? So then I was like, and she was a Caucasian lady. So then I had to say to her, like, will you work with anybody or are you just working with black folks?
Right.
She said, no, I'm open to work, whatever. So then that's when I put her information in there. I was like, this is who I used. I don't know if she used her, but I put her out there. I'm like, and that's what I said. I even shared with Ingrid.
That's great.
So like Ingrid started phasing in as I was phasing out. Because I forgot how many months or weeks that I used her for. But it was so worth the investment. So stylists out there, if you're struggling with your business, you feel like you sinking instead of swimming, let me know. Inbox me. I will give you the information. You need to get a coach. You need to figure out something.
Because when you're in your own business, there's kind of nobody to check you. We kind of went past the time where we was working for people and everything. Right. So now it's like, now as being the boss and the leaders, we should invest in extra knowledge and coaches and things like that, just to have somebody to check us. Like, how they be like, who gonna check me? Your coach.
Right. Accountability.
Yes.
Because then she was giving me tasks to do. There was like a private Facebook group, and then she was just like, yeah, you need to do a live. Why? I don't want to do a live. So there was accountability. She'd be like, all right, this week I need you to do this. You need to post on social media. You need to do this and let people know what you're doing. And there was all these different tasks and homework to do, and write down these things. I remember I had to write a letter to myself in the very beginning on what you wanted to see. And then I remember at the end on my last Zoom call with her, she's like, now read your letter out loud. And then I remember reading it. I was crying because it was like, whoa. Because from where I started from to where I came, it was just like, I didn't think I was going to get there. I was scared.
That's great.
So she even liked what I said. There was I gave the analogy, like, she was helping me, but I was like, I have floaties on. And I was like, can I keep the floaties on? And she's like, what? So then at the end, it was like, I felt more confident about doing what I was doing. It was like, I said, I took my floaties off. I could swim without the floaties on. Because she was so helping me. Right. Yeah. So it was worth it. But y'all are not where I was. I mean, y'all were not where I was. Y'all are actually doing better than I was at the state and the gate that y'all at. So I feel like y'all all right. I mean, I don't know your numbers, but I know you're not out here undercharging yourself.
Right.
Now I'm like, you got employees. You doing way better than me. It's just me. But also, she got employees.
But also, we were under seasoned stylists.
Right.
These days, these new stylists, they're using YouTube University.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I still keep saying, if you're new out of school, you should not be on your own in the beginning. No. You need to be under people who are doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
Now, what I also see is people working in people's salons, and they're saying, they're asking questions. Hey, I need to ask you guys' opinion. I'm working in a salon, and they're telling what the owner is doing regarding their money, their tax situation, and then people are in there that are knowledgeable, and they're like, that's illegal. They're not supposed to do that if you're this kind of a employee or whatever. Then we always was booth rent.
Yeah.
Some people was getting charged booth rent and a percentage of what they bringing in. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I thought it's supposed to be one or the other. If you're taking a percentage of my stuff, crazy. Then I'm your employee. But if I'm booth renting, I'm an independent contractor.
Absolutely.
So there needs to be, and then that's the thing. All of us pretty much, we never had to sign any contracts. Every salon, I ain't signed no contract with none of the salons that I worked in. And there was an understanding. This is what it is. And I never really had a problem. People are out there filling out contracts, which is well and good, because then if anything happens on either side, it's like, you signed this contract stating that X, Y, and Z, or if the owner tries to get funny with you, it's like, I signed a contract that says X, Y, and Z. Yes. So, I mean, that's good to cover both sides. But
Definitely.
yeah, but
So when you guys went from, said you book online or you just book through your clients?
I just booked them.
Okay.
so you still got a book with a pencil?
No, girl, I did my phone.
Oh, you just
Calendar.
use your calendar in the
Mhm.
phone. Girl, you got to get your
I
book.
know. I know.
But if that works for her and her clients, well, I feel like the booking site offered me freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Right.
you pay an extra, you
It's
pay
an
a little
expense.
extra for it, but it's worth it because it really is like having an assistant. And I don't know if you guys have boundaries with your clients, as far as like, oh, darn it, I know you have some.
You know, I got
For real.
boundaries.
I'm like, so when they call you, if it's late, if it's early, if it's whatever, you have a set amount of time that they can get to you, right?
Yes. So right now, my booking site has an 8-hour. So like, yeah, because now I'm finding out people be booking in the wee hours of the
Yeah.
morning,
Yeah.
and so depending on the time frame, it's still an 8-hour thing. So I always used to say I didn't want the booking site because at first I'm like, I don't want to be asleep. Like if I go to bed the night before and look and see I don't have a 9 a.m. client, then I'm not trying to get up.
Right.
So if people's booking in the middle of the night, and then what if I'm still sleeping? Somebody shows up here at 9 a.m. and I'm still in my bed.
Absolutely.
So then I had to set a thing, but sometimes it still happens. So like now I just be mindful. Like if I wake up early in the morning, I'll pick my phone up and just look at the app and make sure there's nobody there.
Me too.
But other than that, yeah, my stuff is on do not disturb. So nothing's ringing or alerting in the middle of the night while I'm asleep because I'll be pissed. Because when I get woke up out of my sleep, I can't fall back asleep.
Yeah.
I put on do not disturb after a certain time. It's courtesy. Like
And then
you
even
had
when I'm
all
off,
day to
yeah.
call or book the appointment. Why would you wait at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. when people are with their families and just getting themselves prepared for the next day? Like you have all day.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll be reading some stories. I would have to go back through and like screenshot some of the stuff that I see because people are screenshotting their text messages between them and a client, and it's like the disrespect is crazy. Like, but that's a whole nother topic for another time. We talking about money right now, but yeah.
Right. But investing into systems like
Yeah.
like booking systems and stuff like that, it definitely could be a great thing
So technically, you're setting boundaries for yourself.
without
Right.
even saying nothing.
Yeah, without
You ain't even got to speak because the system speaks for you. Like you could do whatever you need. You don't need me at all to do anything. So
And then there's people that's just like, girl, now I ain't got time. I don't know how to work that thing. Put it in for me. So then what I do is people will rebook. So I also get because I'm charging a deposit. You don't take deposits since you're booking it yourself, right? Because you ain't in no booking site. See, that's another thing too. Like, do you ever get like a lot of last minute cancellations or no shows?
It's no shows. No, I don't get that.
Okay.
But it's very rare when they do it last minute.
Okay.
It's rare.
okay.
Because that kind of eliminates people just doing that a lot. Like once they have to pay a deposit, then it's kind of like, oh, I don't already put money out there. So for me, I don't have a late fee. But sometimes I'm not on time.
Fee. It depends on how, like 10 minutes, okay. But when it's past that 20-minute mark,
period.
Yeah.
I charge the late fee.
But then you still take them even if you have other clients after?
Oh,
Like
you're going to have to reschedule.
Right, but now you lost out on that money for that day. That's the purpose of. So, like, I'll take a deposit.
Mm-hmm.
It's 25% of whatever their service is. So, figure that thing is $100, the service.
Mm-hmm.
So, they paid a $25
Right.
booking fee. So, say at the last minute, they like, oh, I can't come. They call, though. If it's a no-show, they're not getting the deposit back.
Yeah.
Right.
If they call and say they were going to be late, or if they call and say they can't make it, at least they call. So I will move that deposit once to reschedule.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like if they call in the day of and they saying they can't come, they still not getting the deposit back. They got to call 24 hours
in advance.
Then I'll give it back. Or if they want to reschedule it, I was like, okay, the deposit does carry over to the next reschedule appointment.
That's fair.
But
I
then
don't
somebody
really
said
do
you
it.
can't do that too many times either. If they keep
Yeah, because
whatever, then it's like, all right, you got to book a new.
that 25 is gone. You
that
lost
25
it
is
in the
gone.
wind. It's gone.
Like it's too much. Like, what are we doing here?
I feel like I'm
people
kind of
argued
fair.
about the $25 deposit.
Because I could have had somebody in here.
And that's the thing. They act like they're your only client as if you don't have nobody else for the day.
Yeah, because then you had other people like, you got any openings this week? No, I'm totally booked. Then for somebody to cancel at the last minute. Then there's times I've tried to reach out, like somebody just, oh, I made other arrangements, or no, I'm not around, I can't. So now you literally missed out on money that you know, we be looking at our book calculating like, oh yeah, that's a good week.
Yes.
And then for people to cancel, and it's just like, well, dang, I thought I was going to have
Yes.
X amount of dollars and now I'm not. Like, that's crazy.
I don't do a deposit, which I probably should, but usually I feel like, I don't know, the way I work is like, it's usually always somebody here. Like, if you ain't coming, I done already filled your spot.
Mm-hmm.
So if I felt like if it was
Right.
a loss where I couldn't fill your spot, then I think that I would be more enticed to do deposits. But usually people
Yeah, like if you
will
don't
show
need
up.
it, you don't need it.
Yeah.
But I always felt like people was doing it to me a lot, to where it starts to get annoying, and it's just
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
yeah.
And then it's hindering on your money. So it's like,
So
look.
now-
And then they'll try to give
I
you
just
a
thought
sob
about
story.
that.
Yep.
So now we doing that with the clients, right? So I read online where the stylist canceled at the last minute on the client
Mhm.
and still didn't give them back their deposit.
Absolutely.
I hear
That's
about that a lot.
100%
That's
wrong.
that's not right.
I know you put non-refundable, but there has to be exceptions.
Yeah.
Especially if
Yes.
it's not the client's
If
fault.
I cancel on you, I'm giving you your deposit back.
I always try to be fair.
Like, why
and
would I
sometimes
keep
too
your
fair.
deposit and
Yeah.
I was willing to show up? Like, I remember somebody saying they showed up, they was there, and then the stylist was either running late and then called back and said, yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it. That's them ghetto.
Mhm.
No, it's a no. That's a no.
But she said she wouldn't refund her money. Like, she didn't even want to go to her no more at that point, and the stylist was refusing to give her back her deposit. That's not her fault.
I agree. Or I feel like, yeah, even when I do something wrong, or if I'm running behind and something happened, or just something happened, when I do reschedule your appointment, if there is ever a time when I do reschedule your appointment, I'm fair. I'm like, look, sorry for the inconvenience. I did a little
Mhm.
extra trim today for you. You ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about that. You got a little
I've
deep
done that.
conditioner,
Yeah.
little stuff. So she could still try to make it right. But then if you just saying straight up that you're not going to do anything about it, then I feel like you don't care about that
And then me.
that client.
The reason why I never charged a late fee is because sometimes I may not be ready, but then even with me, once I'm involved in the head and then I'm checking the time of what time my next one's coming, I'm giving you a courtesy call / text,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, my client that I'm working on,
In a few
it's
minutes.
either they were a little bit late or what I'm working on ended up being more than what I anticipated.
Mhm.
Sometimes people hair mats up and I'm detangling way longer than I thought. So now I was running in. I wasn't expecting that. Like, an unexpected thing happens, and then I'll shoot them a text. People appreciate those texts. Like,
Mhm.
okay,
They
good,
do.
because I needed to stop to the bank.
Yes.
Or they was like, oh, I didn't get no breakfast, so I'll go stop
Yeah.
at the deli and get breakfast.
I
blah,
tell them,
blah,
like,
blah.
go get yourself something to eat.
Right. So long as you have that good rapport with the people, then they be, and then some people like, girl, one time I forgot to text somebody. I didn't even know what time it was. I was so overwhelmed by what I
We
was
could
doing.
lose track of time very
And then
easily.
they were sitting in the hallway, and I'm going, oh my God. So I'll go out and I'm like, I'm so sorry. You know,
I have
what I'm
a
doing, whatever,
story.
whatever. They're like, girl, I ain't worried about you. You always good. They was like, I'll go to Dollar Tree and walk around, or I'm going to go get me some Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever. Or depending on what I'm doing, I got to tell the client, hey, listen, sit here for a minute. My next client's here. So I'll shampoo them and get them shampooed and put them under the dryer and then go
Yes.
back to what I'm working on.
Yes.
So we got to make it work. Girl, what's your story? Oh, let me get my tea.
I feel like it's part. I feel like it's
Let
part
me tell you a little
of,
sip of wine too.
part of the crazy story for next time. But so there was an incident where a client, so she came to me the day before or whatever. So she noticed something that needed to be fixed, but also the time that she had hit me up was later on in the day. Like, oh, I just need you to fix something real quick. And I'm like, well, I have a client coming in, so when I'm done, I'll let you know.
Right.
I never gave her a time when I'll be done. So it's the fact that she sat there all this time and then calls me like, are you done yet? I'm like, no, I didn't call you yet. I don't know when I'm going to be done, actually. So she was like, I've been sitting here all this time. And I'm like, but
I didn't tell you to come.
I didn't say nothing.
I-
I didn't say nothing.
So
I
I'm like,
thought
oh,
you was gonna wait for my call.
I was sitting here all day. No, ma'am, I didn't tell you to sit all day. I said I was going to call you when I'll be done.
Right.
At least that gives you, a heads up. Like, okay, she's almost done or whatever. No, but then you want to complain talking about I was working on this client for this amount of hours. Ma'am, you don't know what they were getting done.
Right.
And you decide to hit me up
To
later
just
on in the
pop
day.
up.
You didn't hit me up the morning of. You
Right.
hit me later in the day. Just
Mhm.
assume that I could take you right then and there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I would be like that too, because
I'm like, oh.
Yep. Cooked.
And she was. She was cooked, overdone.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
See, that's reminding me of other stuff, but it's off topic.
I know.
We
Like,
gotta wait for
People
Ingrid.
just
No.
assume. Like, stop assuming. Like,
Yeah. No, but
Um,
the whole so then with this money talk, we talk about all things money. So then you got people out here scamming folks. They be getting buyer's remorse, or some people will get their hair done, pay all this money, love it, and then get home and then try to that's the thing. They'll be loving it while they're in there. So you don't know if they're lying that they love it, or they get home and somebody else don't like it. I've seen so many stories of this same thing. Either they get home and their husband don't like it, or the husband is mad that you spent $500 on your
Yes.
hair and they're upset. So then the clients is reaching back out to the stylist. Like, they literally show text screenshots of the text messages of the client asking, is there any way I could get a partial refund? What?
Absolutely not.
is there a way I can
My
get a partial of
husband's
my time
mad.
back?
Right.
Right.
For
Exactly.
real.
Or they like it and then they get home and decide, and it's always color services.
Mm.
It's always color services. So that's when I'm like, wonder, is it the lighting? It looks one way in the salon light, and then when you, get
I never
home,
thought about
Yeah.
that.
and they're always saying, oh, I don't like the way it looked when I got home and I looked at it in the mirror. So I'm thinking it has to be that. But then they be asking for a refund.
The lighting, the
A
sunlight.
lot of times they're going home, they're looking at it, they're not happy with the color, and then they're doing something to it themselves. Oh, I used purple shampoo, or oh, I put a rinse on it, or they've done stuff, and then they reaching out to the stylist, sending pictures, and they're like,
and
it
want
did,
you to fix it.
look, it did not look like that when you left.
Right.
There's people who the stylist is like, this is what she looked like when she left, and this is the picture she sent
Mhm.
me, and then even the other stylists are commenting saying, oh, she looked like she put something on it. Like, it be looking fried, or they be getting the perms, they call it a perm, the curly.
Mm-hmm.
They went home and washed it. You're not supposed to wash it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my perm fell out. What do you mean it fell out? It don't just fall out. You shampooed it with the wrong
Right.
shampoo or something. So people be wanting their money back.
Or they wait a week to tell you, like a week later. Like,
That's a good point. If you don't like it, I need to know now.
So in your descriptions, you have to have a time frame, like for certain services. So let's say a weave or a crochet. If something's falling out, threads is popping out in a week, and they call me, I'm like, all right, come in. I'll go in and fix the
Me too.
threads and
Right.
whatever.
Mhm.
But if a month goes by and you talking about, no,
That's a
you gotta
redo.
pay
Yeah. That's
to whatever.
Mhm.
Like, what you doing? You using a brush with the little balls on the end? I actually had a client who she didn't realize she couldn't use a certain brush. She didn't know. I said, you can't use that brush. And then a woman had cameras in her salon. So that's the one I wanted to talk about. She got her hair done. And this particular stylist had cameras pointed at her register area. So the woman got her hair done, loved it, took selfies and all of this stuff. And then she went home and she called the credit card company and said that the salon purchase was a fraudulent charge. And they gave her back her money and took that money from that stylist because it was a fraudulent charge. The stylist had to fight, and the only way she was able to get her money back was because of that camera footage. She had to tell the credit card company, this woman was in the salon, this is her, and she got her hair done, and she liked it.
People
So
out here
she's
stealing
being
services.
fraudulent. Like, then people paying with fake $100 bills. Like, no, what are you doing?
How you go
I've
back
never
to
received
that
fake
time?
money in my life.
Me
Thank
either.
God. But friend down the hall did
Yeah, that's
a few times. I have the marker. Y'all got the marker?
no, but I want to get
I
one
wanna
after this
look into it.
conversation.
Go to Staples. I have the one. It's a marker because when the line is black, it's fake.
Mhm.
And then it has a light on it. Like you could look at the dollar bill to see the hidden stuff that's
Be
supposed to be
holding it
there.
up and shaking it out. Like, let me make
You know what a
sure.
lady told me
You
at
can
the
scratch it. You
one
can-
lady said the thing that they weren't able to counterfeit really is the clothing on the
Yeah,
president.
you can put your
It's
finger
bumps.
on it. Yep.
She was like, just rub your finger on it. If you
Yup.
don't feel them bumps,
That's
it's fake.
exactly how I could tell.
Yeah. So, but then
So
that's the
stop
thing.
selling services out here, y'all.
Yeah, we trying to eat too.
Right.
We trying to eat too. All right. So we definitely gonna be back with some more topics. We might have more on money stuff. Yeah, like one
We
day
will.
we gotta
Things
come
are
back
always
talking
changing.
about insurance, and we gotta keep ourselves healthy. We need insurance, life insurance, medical insurance. We gotta get our teeth fixed.
Yep.
We got listen. We gotta take care of ourselves too, so that we could be here to service you.
Absolutely.
But we need money to do that. So stop trying to take our money. No. Oh, real quick. That's the other thing. You ever heard people make you feel bad? That was what I kind of didn't like about being in my house. I like being in my house, but then there would be the certain comments. If you get a new car, you ever
they
hear
think that
people
they
make
brought
a
it
comment?
themselves. That yeah.
It's like, oh, that's where my money is going.
yeah.
Don't
no.
do
Yeah.
that. That's so.
They counting your they
That
count
was
your
a
You
pockets.
good
count in my
one,
pockets.
Darnita.
Like you don't do that. That's
See?
not nice.
And that's what I wanted. I was like, do I want to have a salon at home? But it's
or
like,
even just your house. They seeing what kind of house you live in. Meanwhile, you don't know the deep hidden
Right.
struggles.
Right.
But if you get a new car, like I've read people, nobody said it exactly like that to me, but then it was like somebody else online, they said they got a new car and it was parked in front of the shop, and somebody was like, oh, must be nice, or oh, that's where all my money is going to. Or if they go on vacation, like we're not allowed to go on vacation. Oh, you could go on vacation, you spending the money on vacation. Like, don't you go on vacation?
Absolutely.
Your job is paying you money. You get a raise annually and you go on vacation. Why can't I go on vacation?
We want to go on vacation.
We want to go on vacation too. Our back hurts.
Okay.
Our feet hurt.
Hands.
My fingers hurt. I'm just saying, it's all the same. We're doing a job that requires a lot of body strain and eye strain.
Yes.
My schoolmates was laughing at me. One of them was like, I know you ain't just put no glasses on to do my
yes,
hair.
I
Sure
did.
Do you want your hair to be right, don't you? The eyesight's getting a little fuzzy. I got this ring light. I be having the ring light and the glasses, and I'm like, yeah, let me make sure these cornrows is right.
Right.
But yeah, we're going to have more on this topic one day. So we're going to close out for now. Thank y'all for joining us. We will see you next week or maybe 2 weeks. We don't know because we never know who's available.
But one thing's for sure, y'all will be seeing us.
We sure will. Bye.
Bye.